Holy
Not what I
moly.
expected.
Holy moly. Whoa. Oh, I took it on the chin for that one. Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry. I need health. Whoa. Go get him, buddy. There we go. Yeesh. Okay. Oh, it's just a goodie. The quarry incident. During my weekly safety inspection of the quarry threshold, I discovered the entire crew in a state of redacted. The whole team was redacted, aligned and staring in a uniform direction, and the city in the distance. Wait. Aligned staring in a uniform direction, the city in the distance. Despite my worst focal efforts to gain their attention, they remained redacted for more than redacted minutes until I had to resort to literally redacted. Afterwards, they were dazed and could not provide any rationale for their behavior or any specific memories of engaging in it. My official recommendation for any crew working in a threshold area is to either shorten the length of their shifts or to carry out mandatory psychological evaluations on a weekly basis, or preferably both. And maybe we should order another expedition to the city. The city? What's the city? I need batteries. That battery. Where's that other battery? Oh, there's one. Not you, Rock. Whoa. What's up, Polaris? What's up with this? That's a lot of prisms.
And there it is, right where you led me. The HRAs, the prisms, they mean something to you. I need to get this prism to Marshall before it's too late. HRAs, then Dylan.
Oh no. I don't think I can hurt them. I don't think I hurt him. Oh, get up there, just. Oh man, I want to explore. See, that's why I want to explore. No smoking reminder. I would have missed this. All Bureau personnel are reminded to kindly not smoke in the quarry. Even though the quarry is technically an outdoor space, it is still a part of the Bureau, and therefore the no smoking rule does apply. Not only is it considerate towards your fellow employees to refrain from inflicting the harm of secondhand smoke, it is also prudent to avoid any risk of gas fires, unforeseen threshold reactions, and possibly creation of altered receptacles. Under no circumstances should cigarette butts be left in the quarry. Thank you for your understanding. Oh man, I want to explore. Look at, there's places to jump. Oh no. Okay. Holy crap, they're everywhere. Holy moly. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Central Executive? Okay, let's go. Man, I really wanted to explore that area. Hopefully, I'll figure out a way to be able to kill the dust bunnies. That's their official name. It is in the documentation. Yep, seen it 1,000 times. Might have to take a quick bio break real quick and get some more H2O. We got Marshes.
Pope wants us to compile all of Darling's data entries from the past month.
Had to take a detour into the quarry, but I found plenty. Here.
We will start HRA production immediately. I promised I'd tell you about Dylan once you helped us.
This is it. She knows.
He's in the NSC.
17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codenamed P6. We brought him here after the Ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond.
What?
Are you with him now? So you kidnapped him?
We took him in. Your parents vanished along with every other adult in Ordinary.
Bonkers.
Eventually, his power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away? Where is Dylan?
He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
My brother. I thought we were the same. What if we are? I'm going. Now.
I expected as much. I need to go check on something. Something I cannot let the Hiss find. It shouldn't take long, but you must watch the Bureau while I'm gone. And remember, Dylan is dangerous. Do not let him out, Director Faden.
How do I make her stop calling me that? I'm not here for them.
Or are you?
Nothing simple here. These people took my brother, but they've accepted me without question. Are they my enemies or my friends? I need to see Dylan. I need to know. I wish you could tell me what you know, explain things. Just stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Situation report. All sectors.
Executive is in the process of being fortified. It's present for maintenance.
Yes, I can launch basic enemies. I'm definitely nabbing that one.
This relatively stable.
Okay.
A security employee named
That's okay.
Key locations were taken by
I still just have the two. Yeah. Very cool. Okay.
research is over.
Um,
Small team.
Let's check out the missions real quick. It's just major targets. Okay. I'm not worried about those. Collectibles. What say you, Hotline? I've already been crafting, guys. Come on. This is why you hired me. This is why you hired me. I'm smart. I know how to make things from other things. Like that guy's haircut. That's a work of art. No, you're good. It's all yours. Okay. So I do want to kind of.
Hope wants us to compile all of Darling's data entries.
Can I talk to her again? No. How about Emily?
Faden, did you find Prism?
His corrupted organisms vary so wildly. What's the connection? Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
No.
I didn't. Who is she? She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
Nobody does.
No one does.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that black rock?
The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives! So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging.
Emily, you went too far again.
Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
She is all about the combat.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the Hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the Hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it.
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if Hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the Hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
Ruh-roh.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here.
Not enough.
How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. And they're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course. We got this place up and running together, Emily.
Was she talking to Polaris or to Emily?
I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
And your knife fantasies. Jeez. She wants those combat knives. Linguistic ability. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the Hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this was done with the non-aggressive floating Hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent Hiss entities has been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the Hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message? An incantation? We were able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting. See the corresponding audio record. Refer to file redacted for the full report. Where's the audio record? Give it to me. I want. Okay. I'm going to take this moment to kind of venture around a little bit, because I know there's some other clearance rooms, or rooms that I didn't have clearance to last time, so we're going to peep on some of those.
Take down one of those flying motherfuckers?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bullshit.
Language.
You want me to go to research?
I went already been in
All
there.
I'm here for you to see, I'll do it. Doubt me again and I'll fucking do it.
Whoa. Whoa. Audio recording.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
They should have that one guy who was in the combat training, the field training room. He should have done all these. Whoa, did I miss something? What are you wowing about? That must have marked the end of one of those high value target situations. I wish it would mark on the map where clearance doors were, like higher level clearance doors. Here's one. This is a film room. Oh, and I've already been in here. I want to find the one with all the post-it notes on the door. Director's office. There it is. Whoa. Whoa. Somebody had some fun in here. That's crazy. This one's yellow. Is it anything different? It came with a mod. Sticky note complaint. To whom it may concern. In case you are not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. My office is unusable now. I will be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, Jay Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff. So, are we in present day? And the oldest house is just sort of like stuck in its ways. Like, they know it works, so they're not going to change it. Oh. Oh yeah, I understood all that. Pretty cool.
Sounds like the new director is handling things as well as she can. Hell of a first day.
Damn right. Nope, no radio for this one. Okay, I want to go. Let's see here. We do have a side mission. And that's in research.
Hope wants us to compile all of Darling's data entries from the past month.
She wants us to crack Darling's personal logs?
How crazy. Yeah, let's go there. I should have looked at the mission a little bit closer. Locate Dr. Underhill below Central Research. Okay, I'm heading that way. Ouch. I keep hitting. I keep hitting square to reload. Whoa. Oh, crud. Wow, I'm breaking this. I'm breaking the concrete. This looks dangerous. Oh, cool! I have elevator access now. That's good.
Careful in there, ma'am. Area's under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first. Even if you have, I still wouldn't go in.
I'm going in.
Excuse me? Are you lost? Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Mission updated. Collect. Whoa. Collect 5 mold samples for Dr. Underhill. Grows near fresh corpses, grows near toilets, grows near televisions, grows near staircases, grows near the pit.
Have you worked at the FBC very long?
Not long enough to understand their inane methodology. They want me to solve the mold, but how is one to solve anything when the basic molecular structure of this fungus is an utter enigma?
Oh, sorry, are you asking me?
It's rhetorical. The Bureau wants to control, not comprehend. But to answer your question, I'm a seasoned threshold researcher that's been brought in on a provisional basis to resolve this matter.
That's all you had to say.
So she's been brought in. She's a threshold investigator or researcher that was brought in. So there's other essentially HQs for the FBC.
What have you learned about the mold?
Firstly, the term mold is a gross oversimplification used only to ease communication. That said, the mold itself appears to be the product of complex microorganisms. They spin the mold, building structures like minuscule cities, swiftly colonizing our dimension, and the speed of these tiny engineers relative to their size is simply staggering.
So it grows fast.
If you're not going to listen, then why did you ask?
So the mold is coming in from where?
We don't have a name for the threshold dimension. The origin point has been identified, but the density of the fungus makes it impossible to enter.
Oh, we're getting
Even
in there.
if we could, I speculate that we would only find a reality entirely subsumed by the fungus. Total decomposition.
It's weird how excited she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the hiss?
How would I know anything about an entity I've only just learned of? This is exactly the Bureau's problem. My work is always interrupted by these superfluous matters.
Calm down. Just keep your HRA on and I'm sure you'll be fine.
This crude thing. I thought it was Darling's idea of a practical joke.
Not quite. Just keep your head down while I handle the hiss. I need to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
You. Any goodies. Mold threshold. So you want to know how many mold... So you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms similar in appearance to blank, or redacted, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these redacted are the original disseminators of the mold or are bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is most prolific and durable is the most prolific and durable organism I have ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. Ew. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is a truly ingenious little thing. A full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on. Who was that to? It's okay. Okay. I will be right back. I'm gonna get some more water. Alright, let's get back to business. The business of mold collecting. Oh, more goodies. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay titled Redacted contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic directions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the redacted creating the mold were configured in their purpose, the structure they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we have attempted to introduce could be derived into redacted. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Shh. Underhill is more goodies? Ah, so many goodies in this room. Hello, Raya. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together, could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admire that about you. Talk soon. Oh, cool. Okay. Do I go through that door?
Guard duty down here. This place is fucking weird. This is not. That's weird. Shut up.
I want to what's on that desk. Just an astral blip. Commonly occurring astral blip.
My family had black mold once. Bleach did the trick. Has Underhill tried
Don't mind
bleach?
me.
You know, I live on the West Coast, very arid area. Man, we don't have to deal with mold. I'm so thankful for that.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
Oh, it's explosive mold. Don't taste the mold, Jesse.
Are those people?
How do I get samples? Ooh, it's tough down here. Very tough. Wow. Might have to go through go with Pierce on this one. I'm all the way back here? What? Was there a control point down there? Oh no. Crazy, I have to do all that over again, huh? That would suck to be tied to that chair. Okay. Oh, I forgot I can pick up people. Adios, amigo. Oh. Throw him into the... that's where he hit, I think. I've been in there. Let's see. I wonder if the elevator works now. Oh. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, it is working. I need health.
My family had black mold once. Bleach did the trick. Has Underhill tried bleach?
Has Underhill tried bleach? Who is this guy? Wow, and I lose money when I die? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That's tough. Man, I need to look for a control point. And I have to do that all over again. I apologize. I apologize. Ugh. That's cool, it's not making me do it again. Don't go in that room. You'll get a copyright issue. Okay, control point, where are you? Yeah, is there no control point here? Bleach.
Bleach did the trick. Has Underhill tried bleach?
Crud. Wonder if I jump down in that one spot. Might as well try. Nope, just goodies. Okay, we gotta check out these personal mods because obviously, what is that? Seize accelerator. Ooh. Yes. $18, $17, adios. 6, 7, 26, 20. 8, 9, 12, 12. Get rid of 8. Oh. Seize speed. Seize speed. 60%. This is uncommon, but okay. Now I have some empty slots. Okay. What's that? Pierce aimed fire boost. Ooh. What do I got here? Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. Goodies. Pink flamingo. Agents noticed a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour where the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See file PAI-1372 for the detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of redacted seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day. After redacted, he was found to possess no redacted and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status. Though this still has not been proven, all known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. Gotta look out for that pink flamingo. I got another one? What's this? Oh, this is like a level 5. Energy boost plus 15. What is the one that I'm using? Energy recovery speed. Let's try this. Absolute. Okay. Okay. Ooh, shatter, projectile boost, level 3. Oh no. Oof.
This looks like a good one.
Grows near the pit. You gotta get out of this pit. Okay, there's stairs over there. Oof. Oh, they like puke on themselves. Thanks. Thank you, good sir. Right on.
Gross.
Ew, toilet mold.
Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Spin grouping efficiency. The common and uncommon. Okay. Oh, there's another one.
Found one.
Grows near staircases. Oh, control point. Awesome. Not gonna listen to that radio. There we go. Okay, now we need the one
This
for...
must be one of the samples.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I need to go back that way I came. Okay, it was back this way. Oh. Ooh. Go a little bit longer on this recording so I can finish up this Underhill mission. The game will ever load. Okay. So we just need the TVs. Oh no. That's not where I want to go. I want to go back through the restrooms. There it is. It was right here.
This looks like a good one. That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
What? This is the creepiest shit ever.
Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees.
Is that Auntie?
Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
What? What was that? That was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. One of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Holy smokes. Out of here. The fucking threshold kids.
Right. You look like a woman with mold for me.
You know you're women with mold.
I found all 5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
Ugh.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold or fungus because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores. Now leave me to it.
Cool. So now I'll be able to get through the
I need
gas.
to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
You got it, Doctor.
Be careful down there.
Return
We
when
don't
you
want to have to come save you. Seriously.
Okay, let's get back to the top.